Okay, here we have our 1994 Ford F-150. It's XLT 4x4. It's an extended cab short bed, so it's got about the 6.5 foot box. This is all original paint and body. It's got a little bit of rust, but it's mostly rust-free truck, accident-free, clean Washington title. No big dents. It's got 178,000 original miles. It's got the 5.0 302 V8 with the automatic overdrive transmission. Manual shift transfer case with the automatic hubs. This is a clean little truck. It's solid, cold AC, power windows, power door locks, CD player, good heat, drives good, stops good, all that stuff. But we're going to do a couple listings this week of trucks that aren't super low miles or aren't pristine trucks, but are still nice, solid trucks. We get a lot of emails about trucks that people are interested in, asking if we have trucks that are clean but yet not perfect, that won't get out of their price range. The super low mile trucks that we tend to do that are in really nice condition tend to get out of some people's price range because they are super hard to find. So we've had a lot of inquiries over the last year, so we're going to go ahead and give this and a couple other trucks a go. In a couple months we will be losing our over storage lot as the property will be sold, so we kind of thought this would be a good opportunity to sell some. In the next week and a half we'll be selling some trucks that are really good trucks, just clean, but still have like your typical wear and tear, stuff like this. They might have some paint issues. They might have a repaint. We also have some trucks that we'll be selling that are really nice bodies, low miles, some higher miles, but we'll be selling some that might have a mechanical issue that we'll pass on to the next guy. And we'll also be selling off some older projects and stuff like that that, you know, are nice drivers, stuff like that, but could use some TLC here and there. So we're going to go ahead and get in on this one. And this one is, you know, a truck that would fall in from a 1 to a 10, and in my scale personally, from a 10 that's just a showroom stopper that you rarely ever see. I think this truck's a good upper 6 truck, you know, maybe even you know, kind of depending on where you live, maybe into the 7s, but it has your typical wear and tear. And what I mean by that is it's a dark metallic blue, so it's going to show a lot like black does. So you're going to have, I'll go nice and slow so you can see this, so you're going to have like little scratches throughout. You'll see these little surface scratches. They're really, you know, real thin. You can't get your nail in there. And there's something you only see when you get this close. I mean, I'm like 1 inch from the paint. The cowl's in nice shape, no lifting, but you do have little chips here and there. The hood has its fair of what, you know, a lot of people call checkering, where you get these little like snowflake star guys. And those are going to be throughout the hood. The wax tends to go into there. You can get a blue or black wax that'll hide that, but when wax dries white, you can't really get in there and get that off unless you spend a lot of time. But you got some scratching, chipping. You have a chip in the glass there. You know, I'm going to try to get all this stuff, but just kind of consider overall it's a good, clean, shiny truck, but it's going to have scratches and chips and stuff like that. But there's no dings or dents in the body, which is pretty impressive. And it drives out really good. You have a little bit of clear coat checking up here where it's bubbled a little bit, and then it's not spreading, or it not chipping, flaking, anything like that, but did get these little air pockets that flaked off, and you can barely feel it. You can see it there, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to continue on the front here, and then we'll wrap around to the passenger side after we're done. Probably had a bull bar on it at one point that was drilled in. Otherwise, the bumper's in nice shape. Got your good American flag decal. That could come off if you want to, but I always think it's bad luck to take them off. So the chrome's delaminated right there. The corner lights and the headlights have pretty good clarity, and the tail and corner lights have really good color. Grill's in good shape, you know, chrome-wise, but it's faded out in the center here. It's cracked right there. Again, it's really hard to see. And then it's crack right there. Again, lights look pretty good. You know, you could polish these out or even use toothpaste to get a little more clarity on them. You got your little stone chips, and I'm going to go really slow on this video, so this video is going to be a little longer, but I just want to try to give you the best clarity of what this truck looks like. You know, I don't want to say it's a super nice truck, and then somebody doesn't believe me. I'd like to just say I think it's clean, original, nice, strong, honest truck. Not hiding anything. You know, you got a little scratch there, you got a scratch there, and again, I'm not going to be able to get all these. I mean, because you'll see around there from getting in, people scratching it up. It will take the camera a couple minutes to focus sometimes, so I might have to sit in one place. A little scratching there. Rockers have this nice polished stainless trim all the way across, which, you know, prevents damage and stuff like that. And it also looks really good with the chrome caps on the wheels. A little wear on the rockers. It's nice and solid underneath, and no rust or anything there. Got your scratch. Got your scratch. I'm going to try to point most of these out because you got chip, because the dark blue reflects a lot of stuff. It's got nice shine to it, so it'll reflect. You know, you can see the tape line or the parking lot lines in the background. You can see my face all the time. So good looking cab corners. I mean, the paint between the two, nice lines. It's nice and clean between the bed. It's not abused. This truck's been used. You know, got a little chipping down there. This is chipped up, but it's not all dented in or anything. It's got your rear light slider that locks. There is a little, it looks like a little bit of bubbling right here underneath, but then on the flat part, it's fine. So, a little bit of surface rust from paint chipped, and there's some surface rust from some paint chipped, but it's nice and solid, nice and flat. It's not flaked out. And that is kind of, in the rusty states, that is kind of a common place for it to go. Nice and clean. Wheel wells are nice and rust free, but you got your chips. You know, rocks getting kicked up, hit along the way. Chipping. And both bedsides have their fair share of surface scratches and chips. So I'm going to go real slow here, and you'll just kind of see them. See there, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there, that type of system. You know, some of this is dried wax, and as I go here, you'll see it wipe off. Or it might be just dust. So both bed sides are going to be like this, and the tailgate top. Lenses look nice, good corners. Bumper's not all mashed into the box. But again, we're going to continue here. You know, it's nice and straight, and opens and shuts nice. But you're going to see your marks here and there. You know, if you guys need separate pictures, I have pictures of all the major scratches, the ones I consider the worst, or paint issues. You know, no rust on the tailgate, but you see your scratches. Little ding, only ding you'll find in the whole truck. Bumper looks good. It probably has been swapped out one time. I'm just gonna throw that out there because it's not chrome. So it's got your tailgate or your bed rail caps. And again, you got your scratching. You know, kind of typical loading type scratches in, and then you're gonna see the grouping again. And as you buff and wax the truck, that stuff tends to go away. And then as you do, you know, 6, 8 washes, it kind of tends to come back. And then in the middle area of the paint here, there's like a weird, you can kind of see a little, like a darker brownish yellow thing in the paint. I don't know if somebody had a buffer and they didn't really buff through the paint, but maybe if they burned it a little bit, so you could get some wet sand probably and get that off. You also see something bumped up against the bedside here. You'll see it come in a little bit. It's really hard to see, but it cracked the paint there, and it looks like there might have been some Bondo here at one point, because when that happened, it cracked the Bondo underneath the stainless, which is unfortunate. But and then this cab corner, slight bubbling. I'll try to get better. It's a little darker over here, so there you go. And that's it. The rest of it's nice and solid. Got a little bubbling there, and that's the bedside. And I don't know if that's just condensation that got underneath the paint from some previous bodywork, but the underside's been undercoated, and it's really, you know, pretty clean. You know, no signs of major leaks that have been neglected. The top of the cab, luckily, you know, if you're gonna have clear coat issues, you're gonna want on the top of the cab where you don't see it. But I'll hop up there and you can see that the top of the cab has some clear coat issues. Looks basically like, you know, clear coat burn is what some people call it, or looks like basically a vehicle got a sunburn. There you go. Scratch, scratch. And this is like, it had a chip right here, and it looks like maybe it chipped the clear coat and over time wind, but it's pretty much done doing what it's gonna do. It's not flaking or anything, but I'd say it's about the size of, you know, good sized grapefruit. You know, stainless trim's just got a little armor all on it, and that'll happen, you know, from the tires will kick it up and makes it kind of blurry look, but not too many rock chips down below though. You know, it's just mainly surface scratches around the door handle area and the bed sides is where the truck kind of suffered. I'm going to come back here in case I missed this, but you got a couple chips there. Wheel wells are nice and solid, no rusting. And then there's a little ding right here on this fender. Real soft one, no paint damage. And then you got a little scratch here. So I would say the worst on this truck is the hood surface area, the top of the hood, or top of the roof, I'll show you, and then the bed sides. Otherwise, it's pretty much just your, you know, some people might argue that's kind of typical and standard too. But that's what I was talking about. It's got kind of a sunburn. You know, got good shine on it. It's a little dirty, but your rain gutters are good, no rust there, but it's got baked a little bit right there in the center. So while we're up here, we might as well do the interior. It's got the blue interior, XLT trim. It's all original. You know, it could use a new carpet or a good carpet cleaning. It's a little darker in some areas, as you can see. This piece does unbolt if you pop out the glove box. There's some 5/16 nuts, and if you pop out the stereo, there's a couple more 5/16 nuts, and you can replace this piece if you want to. That's really the only damage on the dash, and it's kind of a typical one. It's got a nice looking headliner. It's just got a little hole right there and a couple of dirtier spots from people going for the light, it looks like. Seat's got a couple little dark areas in the middle and just a little rip on the other side. The biggest downside is this will rattle a little bit, but the fix for this that I've found is if you pull it out and you get some of that plastic stuff that a lot of people put on their tools, dip a little bit in here, dip a little bit in here, and let it dry, and put it in, and it's quiet as can be. But this is kind of something that happens often. People are rough with this stuff, and it broke the handle, so you pull this up and it comes forward. So what you got to do is manually do it, and you come down here until you get it fixed, and you just pull up on it manually, and up it comes. But you'll see this stuff. But so it manually latches there, and then that's the piece right there. You just basically pull up on it, and you can pull the seat forward. It's got the rear bench seat that folds all the way down. Again, the carpet's got some darkening areas from people's feet. You know, and I'm used to the seat being this way, so it's not the first truck that I've had that's had that problem. So once you're used to it, it's, you know, it can be kind of a pain in the butt to try to explain to somebody, but it only does it on the passenger side. Nice looking rockers. No door hinge issues. Doors shut really nice. If that's a little dark, I guess there will be some pictures posted of it too. Door panels are good. All the switches work good. You know, this opens nice and opens and closes nice and tight. Locks. It does have some tint, and you know, it's chipped away. But you could pull the tint off these two doors in probably half hour and get them all cleaned up, and away they go. Or take it to a tint shop and they'll do it and put some new stuff on there. But no real cracks on the door panel. Really nice condition. Just a couple little darkening and lightening areas of the material. Just like the other vehicles, we're going to do a separate driving video. And take the key out. And a cold start video. But there we go. So there's the dash, manual shift transfer case. Missing your little e-brake guy, but again, you got your darkening areas. Kind of just happens. This is broken down a little bit. Maybe sew it in or put a nice seat cover on it. There's your decal. Nice looking rockers. Door panel's got a little bit from people putting their hand in here. Now this isn't a detailed out truck. You know, this was a local trade to a new truck store that we got. It's not, you know, so it's just a good cheap old truck. It's going at no reserve. You'll see a price on the window, but it is going 7-day auction, no reserve. Take you underneath the hood, and it's nice and clean under the hood. You can see it's never been in a damage. It's got, you know, bug guard, obviously. I didn't mention that before, but nice and clean. You can see these have never been messed with. Under the hood, you can see it's never had no major, you know, oil spray or overheating. Because once that stuff coats the engine bay, it's kind of there to stay. And once again, AC blows cold. And you can see a little better shot of this delaminating here. And there's that little chunk out of the grill. But the grill stays in there nice. So, and you can get brand new one of these on eBay, or used one, or LMC truck, or wrecking yard. Under the hood light does work, but burn out, so we'll replace that for you. go ahead and fire this up, and then we'll get it warmed up, and we'll hit the road, and hopefully you guys can stick along for a driving video. Fires right up, you know, no lights.
That's 1-800-234-3322.
178, 322 on her. Runs nice and smooth, no ticking or shaking or knocking or hesitation. You know, but it is a 20-year-old used truck, so you know, all original. The exhaust is original, so you can see it kind of rusted out right there at the spring hanger. There it is. So that could use replacing, but also, you know, you might want to go through and do a full tune-up on this truck. I mean, it runs good, all that stuff, but at least you know where you're at. You know, you can do cap, rotor, wires, plugs on these trucks for really, really affordable. And you spend about an hour of your day just kind of taking your time, cleaning stuff up. So that's our clean little metallic blue and white 94 F-150 extended cab shorty. And that's a 4x4 at no reserve. Good luck.